Hey guys, so today's video, we're back to the Predator series, and this Predator, you'll see. I wanted to go back and do some of the older TCAP series. I know there is some still from the investigation I was reacting to in October, so let me know if you still want to see more of that, because we've got at least 3 more Predators from that. So let me know if you want me to go back and still do those ones, but I know people have been itching for me to start reacting to the TCAP ones. So we're starting with the bald beaver hunter.
Hey!
So what will happen this time when Dateline is present? It seems some potential predators are getting the message.
I want to see how old this actually is. 2004. Those were the graphics used in 2004. Wow. Up your budget.
KBI Commissioner David James says chat rooms are filled with men afraid to show up.
Once they found out that the girl was in Kentucky, that we're not going to come to Kentucky because that's where they arrest people for doing this.
Does that mean, these are the sort of groomers and stuff? They look into the laws of what the youngest is they can date. Ugh. But also, like, these girls are always really underage. And I'm talking 12, 13, 14. Are they saying that in certain states it's not legal to prosecute someone for sexually assaulting someone of that age range? Because if so, that's kind of scary. If it's 16, not that I understand where it's coming from, but I understand the point more. It's not illegal, it's immoral, but it's not illegal, similar to in the UK where the legal consent is 16. I believe in some states it's 18, other states it's like 16. I do still find it fucking weird that you can shoot a gun at any age. You can't drink alcohol until you're 21, but you can drive at 16, and the legal age of consent is dependent on state. America's fucking weird. You have no consistency. I'm not saying UK's great, I'm just saying there's no consistency, which is weird.
Golly. But as always, that doesn't stop everyone. Stay tuned for the laughter.
Well, you think this is funny?
No,
It's a big joke.
The tears.
You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
Sure.
Ah! We have to do Lorne at some point. Sorry, Casper, I woke you up. I'm sorry. We've got to do Lorne at some point. He is infamous on TCAP. What are these graphics, seriously?
Okay, out of the vehicle.
Hey! Come on in.
Walking into our undercover house is 39-year-old John Elliot, a factory worker for a window company.
39. He doesn't look 39. No offense. But I've seen a lot of people, even in their 40s, that look... Maybe it's just because of the time, but he don't look 39. I've seen much younger looking 39-year-olds.
He's driven 2.5 hours to meet a girl who told him she was 12 and home alone.
12. That makes me even more worried as to which state allows you not to persecute or prosecute someone for raping a 12-year-old. What is going on in America? 39. How the fuck can you look at anyone 12 and think, ugh?
It's after 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's 1 a.m. and he's turned up to be with a 12-year-old? Jesus!
I was just watching some TV. Come sit down.
We've hired this 19-year-old actress, Casey, to be our decoy. Elliot seems to think she's the 12-year-old virgin he's been chatting with online for the past month.
They're all obsessed with wanting to be with a virgin. I've said about this before, that even people who are looking for a 19, 20-year-old virgin, it's more to do with the fact that they're looking for someone with inexperience that they can control. But do you think some of it might have anything to do with religion? Like the Virgin Mary. There's a lot of, is it Old Testament stuff? I haven't read the Bible ever, but the primary school I used to go to, obviously 30 fucking years ago, I used to have to go to church, I don't know, a couple of times a year or whatever. The reason that's also coming to mind, the religion aspect, because I've never mentioned this before, is just because I've seen a lot more discussion around that, where, for example, people of age, in their early 20s, going out to a club or whatever, and there's this weird guy that videos people and puts it online without their consent. Someone shared it on Twitter and said, what do you think of these girls? And a lot of the comments said things like, these people don't know Jesus or religion or God and all that sort of stuff. So that's why it's sort of come to mind where it hasn't before. Do you know what I'm saying?
Using a screen name so disturbing we can't broadcast it.
Mr. Gigi said something about this. Why is it that there are certain chat logs that are very graphic that they can share on TV, but bald beaver hunter, they can't? Does that not seem a little strange? Do you think that they tried to make out that he was even more disturbing and disgusting than he is because he's a predator? Also, why does he look naked in that picture? Ugh.
He tells the decoy about his fantasy of being with a young girl.
Why do they all fantasize about fucking people underage? It's so weird. Why don't they ever try and get help? I don't get it. It's just... This is the other thing as well. How do you not find people your own age attractive? Or people even of age attractive? How do you not fantasize about people of age, is what I'm saying. Why are you having fantasies of someone under age? You can have any fantasies you want. I'm not trying to say that fantasies are a bad thing. But, like, obviously, someone underage is disturbing. I just don't understand why you'd never go to fucking seek help for something like that.
You were asking me about what I was daydreaming about. Well, that's it. You nude and me licking you.
Gross.
He continues to chat with the decoy about his fixation with giving her oral sex and adds that as he's talking to her, he's nude and thinking bad thoughts.
Okay, so he was nude in that photo. I forgot why I stopped doing these. It makes me feel unwell. And the fact that, like, people get turned on by this and not feel grossed out and sick.
I just never thought I would openly tell a young girl that.
Yeah, because it's fucked up. What? Obviously.
Is okay with me.
But as soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd give anything I could to have one night with her.
And that's a prison sentence. The other thing I don't understand, okay, and this is someone who I don't think I'm terrible to look at, but, like, if I see someone ridiculously good looking on a dating app of people of age, obviously, I may swipe on them, but I'm like, there's no way. And especially if they've actually liked mine, I'm like, this is clearly a fake profile. And the majority of the time I'm right, because when someone's that out of your league, there's something going on. They're either cheating and they're trying to get someone with low expectations to take them, or it's fake. So how the fuck are you 39 years old looking, no offense, not like Chris Evans or whatever, and you think that a 12-year-old finds you attractive and wants to be intimate with you? Can we be for real? Like, surely that it should be a given. They're willing to look past it for even the chance to be with someone underage, which is even more fucking disturbing.
At one point, he tells her his hobby is taking pictures of himself masturbating.
How are you saying that to a 12-year-old? I don't even think people of age should be doing that. Unless you're like, you've met them and you're actually in a proper relationship or whatever, fine. But people do get immediately sexual on dating apps and stuff pretty fucking quickly. They're very quick. Say and send a lot of stuff. There's a reason why I'm no longer on dating apps. And that you're doing that with a 12-year-old. A child that can physically not consent to any of this. At least an adult could maybe be into it if they were sexting with another adult, but they can't consent. There's a reason why we have laws for shit like this.
And then sends the decoy some of those shots.
Why did you have to send nudes to a 12-year-old? Why? It's so creepy. It's so fucking creepy. Why? Yeah, because you have the body of someone she really wants to see naked. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm not trying to body shame people, but again, it's this like, can we come down to earth a bit?
And he doesn't stop there. Later, he sends her child pornography, a photo of a girl engaging in a sex act.
I said this in a previous video, where being a predator, it doesn't just come out of nowhere. You don't immediately just start logging on, chatting, and show up at a fucking child's house. This builds, and the need builds, apparently. There's been, like, pretty sure it was, like, an interview with a pedophile that had been done for whatever reason, and he was in prison, and he admitted to how it started and how it progressed, and he said that the need just got more and more and more, and that's when maybe he went after someone underage. I don't know. So this is what I'm saying. If this is the first time he's turned up at a child's house to engage in something illegal, this is why I know that this just doesn't come out of nowhere. It doesn't just happen. He had this sort of urge inside him. Then he went looking for porn, for example, even of age porn, most likely. And then he went to, this isn't stimulating what I want it to, then found child pornography. Then after that was no longer enough, and then he's gone onto these chat forums and speaking to underage people, sending pictures, talking, and then turning up. That's how it progresses. It doesn't just happen out of nowhere. And the fact that he felt comfortable sending those kind of images of someone who had been also assaulted, because again, it is not consensual if someone does that with a child. They physically cannot fucking consent. It just shows where this guy's mind is. And the reason I'm really honing in on this, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this series originally, is because people sort of gloss over a lot of the chat and a lot of these sort of minute details that really show you what a person's like. In the conversations from Chris, from what I remember, he almost seems naive, a little bit naive. He seems kind of harmless in a way compared to other predators. But he's not. He's just as much of a fucking scumbag as the rest of them. And it is so important to never forget that.
That girl is young.
How young?
I think 14.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at the fact that she's 14. It's always the wow.
Wow.
They used it on quite a few. From what I remember, quite a few soundbites, quite a lot. It's just, I don't know, there's something about that always tickles me. It's similar to, there was a running joke on Top Gear where James May would be like, good news, the Dacia Sandero is coming to the UK or whatever. Jeremy Clarkson would be like, wow. Anyway.
Bad news.
What?
The Dacia Sandero. It's delayed.
Oh no. Anyway, bad news. The Dacia Sandero. The Dacia Sandero is not coming to the UK.
Oh. Now, British car.
It's that kind of, wow. Like, really not interested at all. That's, I think, why it tickles me.
At one point, he seems to fear she might be a policewoman.
Didn't concern you that much, because you're fucking there.
But as you can see, that doesn't stop him from showing up.
How did you find I've got to be so bad?
Yeah, it's the first door on the left.
Don't they normally not let them use the bathroom? She used to, from what I remember, other people that have asked to use the bathroom, she's like, oh yeah, the plumbing's not working. And the Predator's been like, then how do you go to the bathroom? This is what I'm saying. She felt comfortable enough to let him go. That's why I never want to forget the crude images he sent of himself and another child being raped. Because he's not naive. He's not innocent. He's just as dangerous as every other predator.
I let him go to the bathroom, and when he came out, he seemed a little more relaxed. He was a little more comfortable that, you know, okay, she let me go to the bathroom. We're going to be here a while.
I hate how they have the chairs opposite, because I know she never sits down in this TCAP series, but if she was to sit down, it's so easy for him to just get near her. But she dodges them very easily behind that chair.
Gosh, you're pretty.
Ew.
Thank you. So what are your plans, or what are you thinking?
Kissing you.
Yeah?
Oh, it's just how he comes out and says it. It's just so... Ugh.
I mean, that was, you know, how we talked on the internet.
As the decoy presses him, he stops smiling and seems to get suspicious. She asks him about that photo he sent her of the girl receiving oral sex.
Oh, that picture you sent me with the 14-year-old girl. Was she really 14?
I don't know. I just found it off of a guy off the internet when we were talking.
Is that like what you wanted to do?
That's what I want to do.
Oh, he's starting to feel uncomfortable because he's being pressed. Is it really starting to hit home that you're a disgusting piece of shit?
But there's something in me that
needs to get help. And rather than go out of your way and look for that help, you turned up at a fucking apparent 12-year-old's house at 1 a.m. in the morning. Dick.
It's not right.
Yeah, so why don't you just leave? If you know it's not right, just go. Take yourself out of that situation immediately and be like, do you know what? This isn't right. I don't want to do this to you. This would be wrong. And leave. And then go and get help. But he's still sitting there.
You know, and it's really bothering me.
You seem pretty confident on the internet in terms of what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. What was your plan tonight?
I'm so used to Chris's one-liners as he enters. That was a very slow pitter-patter in. That was almost like... Actually,
I wasn't really going to be doing anything because I was worried of getting too scared and nervous about it.
Oh, is that why you were already talking about kissing her within 2 seconds of sitting down? No, you got suspicious and then got nervous. Shut up.
Why were you getting so scared and nervous?
Well, I just knew it wasn't right.
But that's not how you made it sound online.
You know.
And what about the photos he sent of himself masturbating?
Why'd you do it?
Well, just everything in my life is just, it's all screwed up.
Fuck off. I've mentioned this before, I'm so fucking sick of people putting excuses on, my life is a mess, I have depression, I have mental health issues. No, you have a mental problem that you find people who are underage attractive. That's it. Just because your life is chaotic or a mess doesn't make you a fucking predator. Does not make you attracted to people underage. That is literally not how that works. I forgot how mad these made me.
I got a bad job. My marriage is not good.
You're married? You're married. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? Wow. I feel sorry for his wife. Also, don't blame that on your fucking marriage.
Did you bring any condoms?
No, I wasn't going to do anything like that.
Apparently you were, because you were interested in... I don't even want to say it. You wanted to lick her, and you apparently wanted her to do the act that was in the photo that you'd sent her. Ugh. Even if you didn't bring condoms, do you really think we were going to believe you weren't going to try and have sex with her?
And what were you going to do?
It was just oral.
Just oral.
Just the way he just says it. The way he just says it so nonchalantly. It never stops being fucking weird to me.
Well, I didn't think it was that bad on oral.
Wait, what did he say?
Well, I didn't think it was that bad on oral.
He cannot be serious. It's still rape. It's still sexual assault. It's still being inappropriate with someone underage. What the fuck do you mean you don't think it's that bad? What the fuck?
She told you she was 12 years old.
With a 12-year-old, he doesn't think it's that bad. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
And you came over here planning to have oral sex with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I mean, yeah, I did.
When I ask him about his obscene screen name, he starts to laugh.
You think this is funny?
No,
It's a big joke.
No.
Coming over here to have sex with a 12-year-old girl, and this is a big old joke to you.
No. What I'm getting at is, this is the very first time this has ever happened.
Does that mean that you've turned up at other people as underage their house and done inappropriate things with them if this is the first time that's happened? Is that what I'm meant to make from that statement? Because that's incredibly fucking disturbing.
I've never met.
It's the first time you got caught, maybe.
No.
He said no very quickly.
Right. So what made you decide all of a sudden to do it now? I mean, you've been chatting with this girl for a month.
A month that you chat to someone who identified themselves as 12 years old, and you didn't once think, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to log off. I'm going to go get help. I'm going to speak to somebody about this problem I clearly have.
I've had that fantasy in the back of my head.
Fantasy. About being with a young girl.
A young girl, yes.
Well, what do you think should happen to you?
Sent to an island.
Sent to an island.
Exile.
Exile on an island.
Can there be crocodiles and sharks? Man-eating crocodiles and sharks, preferably? And I don't mean like a picturesque island. I'm talking about a desolate piece of wasteland, like really small, and just left there to die. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that.
You still think this is all funny?
I don't know why you're asking me stuff like this. I mean...
Well, why do you think I'm curious about all this?
I don't know why, but I think he's laughing out of nervousness and awkwardness. That's very big in the UK. I remember when I was dating a French guy in 2019, and we went to an aquarium local to where I live. And when me and a member of staff were talking about one of the animals, the guy would sort of giggle in between what he was saying. And when we walked away, he said to me, why was he giggling? It's not obviously a social norm like it is in the UK of like when you're nervous or awkward, you just sort of nervously giggle. Just sort of, if you're not confident in what you're saying or doing, then you'll do that just to sort of lighten the mood. He didn't get that. So I feel like that's more why he's giggling. It's not out of he finds this situation or the fact that Chris is questioning him about talking inappropriately with a 12-year-old. I don't think he finds that funny. I think he's incredibly nervous and awkward. But let me know if you disagree, because I don't feel like this was a cocky, condescending Jeff Sokol sort of reaction. I feel like this was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction.
I could tell you're a therapist, I know. I mean, not just...
You think I'm a therapist?
You fucking wish.
Yeah, by the way you're...
Do you think that you came over here to meet this girl and magically a therapist sat down to help you through your problem?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, do you ever watch television?
No, sir.
You should. At the very least, apparently, you should be watching Chris's show. You should be watching Predator-style shows at the very least. Because maybe you wouldn't have done something incredibly inappropriate and got yourself thrown in prison.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen, and I work for a show called Dateline NBC.
Okay.
And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teenagers online for sex.
Okay.
It's called To Catch a Predator. So if there's anything else that you'd like to tell us about your situation, we'd like to hear it.
I love my wife.
Not enough, apparently, because you were willing to throw it all away for one night with a 12-year-old.
And I know it doesn't look like it. I need to see a psychiatrist because of the way everything's going through my life.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and I hope you get that help.
As he gets up to leave and makes the long walk to the door, officers are in position, ready to arrest him.
Sheriff's office, hands up! Hands up! Hands out! Hands out!
It's so satisfying seeing them get arrested. With the Hansen versus Predator, it was always just turn around, cuff. With the TCAP, they got them on their face on the ground. I don't know, it's just so satisfying.
He's taken away in an unmarked car and brought to a police station.
Yeah, you really have the body of someone that a 12-year-old's going to find attractive.
Where he's booked, photographed.
Thank you, sir.
Very handsome boy.
And brought in for questioning.
Had an interesting night, haven't you?
Yeah,
To
really.
say the least.
Maybe he doesn't have social cues. I don't know if that one was nervous in the interrogation room. Maybe he doesn't feel like he's in as much trouble as he really is. That definitely seemed more comfortable.
He's read his rights, and Kentucky Bureau of Investigation agent Catherine Reed starts to question him.
What brought you here tonight, John?
Just fantasy.
Mental issues is what brought you there tonight, not fantasies.
What kind of fantasies?
I don't want to be with a young girl. I'm not saying it's right or anything like that. I don't mean to make it sound that way.
So you knew it was wrong when you came here?
Agent Reed gets the man's consent to search his car and retrieve his computer from his home.
Jesus, I can only imagine how much possible child pornography is on that. Fuck.
Oh, gosh.
I feel like that oh gosh was him realising, yeah, this wasn't just this situation that he's currently put himself in could get him in trouble, but whatever the fuck's on his computer could get him in a lot more trouble.
He's then taken to jail.
I've never been in jail or anything like that.
God, deer in the headlights, Jesus.
Brought before a judge.
You were charged with unlawful transaction with a minor less than 16 years of age, first degree, which is a Class B felony.
Why does he look like he's in pain? His shoulders are hunched up, but then he might just be kind of defensive because he's being sentenced or whatever.
Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
The judge sets his bail.
Your bond will stay at $50,000 cash.
I'm excited, but I'm scared and nervous at the same time.
Oh my God, was this the fucking phone conversation he was having with the underage 12-year-old? Jesus Christ. I wonder what the hell this was. That was not clear.
I've never been popular with the girls. I don't understand how you like me.
I feel like predators just ignore the obvious signs.
I'm just surprised that you want me to even do this.
So is everybody listening? What the fuck? This fucking phone call. This is so... God, my skin is crawling.
You know, I need to get away anyway.
I need to get away either way, meaning what? You were happy to go to prison? What do you mean? Okay, so John Wesley Elliot was arrested during the Bowling Green, Kentucky sting on October 20, 2007. Fuck me, this looks like 90s to early 2000s graphics. This was 2007? Your budget must have been shit. Elliot was sentenced to 7 years in prison and had to register as a sex offender for 20 years. So, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve 20 years, but how come the Hansen versus Predator guys got 10 years? But this one got 20. Yes, that was years later. But, like, you'd think it would slowly increase, not decrease. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone said the recliners facing each other is hilariously obvious. who actually has furniture set up that way. The fact they think a young girl like that would be attracted to them, the delusion is off the charts. I swear they're just happy that anyone like that would take any interest in them, because as he said, like, no one else was gonna. That's what I'm saying. How do you look at yourself in the mirror and go, oh yeah, they're surely into me? How? And then actually even he said like he doesn't understand it. So surely you'd think like there's got to be something fishy about this. I should be suspicious. Not just turn up. Maybe turn off the fucking computer. Maybe go get help. The dude really had the audacity to say, I thought you were a therapist. I lost my mind with laughter when he thought a therapist magically appeared on the couch when he went to smash a child. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. The joy in his voice during the phone calls before he came to see her is priceless. You can tell he thought this was the best thing that had ever happened to him, but it turned out to be the worst thing that ever happened to him. Didn't his wife die when he was in prison? Okay, we need to look at that. It just astounds me how many of these sickos are there. Seriously, they arrest like 50 to 70 predators per sting, and they've done it 8 or 9 times or something. It's scary how many predators there are. You think it'd be like maybe 1 or 2 per 1,000 miles. It's really not, and it's terrifying. Okay, let's have a look at John Wesley Scott. Elliot drives 2.5 hours from Benton. Jesus. No wonder he said it was going to be a road trip. Okay, there isn't really much on here. Literally just says about the fact that he was laughing and joking with the investigator, not really comprehending the gravity of the situation. At one point, he weeps while expressing how much he misses his late brother. Yeah, because that made you a predator. He would go on to say, it should be me that's 6 feet under, not him, and I mean that. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would agree with you. I'm sorry, but why is this on the trivia part? Even though it's listed as weighing 205 on his booking sheet, he tells the decoy during a phone conversation he is 280 pounds. Is that because he was pretending he had muscle or something? How he thought this would help him in scoring with a 12-year-old is a mystery. Yeah, I don't understand. Elliot was the only member of the Bowling Green 7 that did not cross state lines and therefore wasn't charged federally. Oh, is that why they don't cross state lines? Right. John reveals during his interrogation that he and his wife have no children. His wife got pregnant once, but the child was stillborn. That's not an excuse for being a predator. That is not an excuse for being a predator. And I would have worried for that child. John's wife passed in 2012 when John was still incarcerated. Doesn't say how, or whether it was like an accident, an underlying condition. I think the next one I want to do probably is Lorne. What is his last name? Lorne Armstrong. I feel like we have to do that one next. So him or Jeffrey Stacey. Jeffrey Stacey is actually who I thought this guy was. You choose Jeffrey Stacey or Lorne Armstrong. I know you're probably going to choose Lorne. He's infamous, like proper infamous in the TCAP community. So I hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure to give us a like and subscribe if you like it. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing alternate weeks, so I'm going to do a Shane Dawson react video and then a Predator video. You will see them start to pop up in your recommendations, or if you have your notifications on. I appreciate you. They are coming. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!